What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where it's time to test it. We have got ourselves the brand new Tinkerer mask. We've optimized it to max, and if you wasn't aware because you didn't see it during the PTS, it has the talent abridged. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So it says, if your primary and secondary weapons are not exotic or named and of the same type, the secondary weapons talent will also be applied to the primary weapon. Does not apply if the primary or secondary weapons talent includes weapon swapping. Does not apply if the primary and secondary weapons talents are the same. All right, so in the PTS, that was like really good because it worked with the Lexington. So it was like, that's great. And we just kind of assumed that it meant named talents and not named guns. So the question is, did they fix this? Did they change anything? Well, let's find out. So I'm putting on my random high-end LMG build. The reason for this is there's not really any stacking here apart from this talent, but we won't do any kills in the range because basically what we want to find out is, are we going to be doing more damage or are we not? So we'll put Killer on because Killer's a pretty popular talent. We can see then we got the abridged logo pop up in the middle of the screen, although it won't be working quite yet because we've got the Pestilence as our secondary. So let's just go to normal. Let's just make this invulnerable and then we're not doing any stacking of any talents. We don't need to worry about the season modifier because it's kind of capped out, so that's fine. So we are invulnerable right now and let's just see what happens here. Right, so we'll just do one shot to the head. We'll put our damage numbers on so that we get to see that. We'll just do chest shots, right? So 5, 3, 4 there. 5, 3, 4 again. And we seem to be in crit heaven right now. There we go. But nothing's changing at all. All right, great. So now we're going to put on another. What have we got here? So we can't put the shield splinter on. That's a bad test. We can't put the test subject on. That's also a bad chest. So it would help if I had an AR in my inventory that I use to help out. So let's just grab one from here. It's like a FAMAS would be good, or an F2000. So we'll take my F2000 replica out. And we're going to put this on. So that's got Killer on right now, which is no good because we know it doesn't work with double. Or it shouldn't do. And what we'll do is we'll put Ranger on, right? Because weapon damage by 2% for every 4 meters you're away from the target. So that should just be a quick, instant. We're 5 meters away, so we're definitely getting 2 meters. So let's just shoot here to the body. 5, 3, 4. It does not work. And we can prove this even more so. 5, 3, 4. It does not work with the Lexington anymore. So they have made it exactly what they said it was on the tin. I can see a lot of people being highly disappointed with this, considering the Lexington's coming back for people to grab next week. So it kind of takes the shine off it because then you're now going to be, well, do I need to use the new, what I guess will be for a lot of builds, best in slot mask? I mean, there isn't a huge difference between doing this and running the Coyote's mask. Like, don't be fooled by that kind of swap. Coyote's mask gives a lot of damage to yourself and to the group. So there's that to be wary of when it comes to this as well. But yeah, it does not work at all with the Lexington. So what we'll do now is we're going to put FAMAS on and we're just going to test one more thing before we go. I know it's not the title of the video. But what we'll do is I'm going to put on this gun here. We're going to put this up here and we're going to make it so that we can actually kill the enemy. So 478 is what we're getting now. Have we got Killer on this? Yeah, we have. We didn't proc Killer, so that's fine. No, we have. So 717 is what we're hitting with now. 717. Oh, 776. Ah, we killed it. So hang on. Let's get to the top. In fact, let's not. Let's take this backpack off. We don't want this backpack on. Let's just put something really random on. All right. So 520 with killer, 382 without. So 382 without. Let's just get killer to proc. 520. All right, cool. So now we're going to pop on the F2000. I'm going to put killer on. So we should get exactly the same numbers. So 382 on a crit. Yep, 382 on the crit. And 520. So that's working as expected. And then for the final test, we can go Ranger. All right, so we're expecting here 382. No, 389, so it works. So it does seem to work exactly as intended, which I guess is great. But I know it's going to be a disappointment because the White Death, the Lexington, just two off the top of my head, that people are going to miss out on. As yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of gutted, right? Was there really any need for it not to work and not be perfect talents? The White Death and Lexington, are they really that OP in comparison to everything else that we've got? So maybe it's plans for something that's coming in the future. I mean, I don't know. But as always, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And also let me know what weapon combinations you are planning to run on this. My initial instincts are that like an all-red striker build does not make a huge difference with this mask in comparison to a Coyote's mask, especially when you're running a group. The advantage that it would have is if you're in a group and somebody else is already running, or there's multiple people already running Coyote's masks, you'll at that point then you're going to benefit. And I think sometimes when you're going to be in a group composure, especially if it's randoms and you see they're all running Tinkerer, you're probably just going to benefit the group by running a Coyote. I think like that is probably where we're going to be at, and everyone's going to be like thirsty to run the Tinkerer and you're going to be the one running the old mask. But I think in that kind of setting, if everyone's running all reds, yeah, that's definitely going to be like kind of the way to the group mentality that we should be going for. And then aside from that, I think there's some heavily good OD builds that I'll be able to make that will definitely benefit more than an all red strikers build. And I think LMGs have some way to go with it as well. This seems pretty special. Snipers probably do as well, because of the fact that, you know, we can just run this bad boy still. I mean, it's not going to be on a pistol, but determined is still a thing on sniper rifles. So you're basically just aiding your determined, you know, and I think throwing things like preservation, fast hands and stuff and things like that on as secondary for utility wise, it's probably just going to give you a huge amount of extra DPS because you're going to have way more uptime. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. As always, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.